The gym?
Yeah, in self-isolation, yeah. Just
Okay.
one without weights and stuff, so.
Yeah, that's one of the way to still feel energetic while we're everybody at home.
Exactly, yeah.
I have to say that at my place right now the sunshine came. It was very very gray and rainy, and at the point when we start the webinar, even the sun goes up. So
Mm.
it is a good sign. It must be wonderful today.
Yeah, nice.
We will have to wait with you a little bit because there are a rather big amount of people today that are joining.
Mm-hmm.
We're waiting for more than 100 people to join us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's great because it's only our third webinar.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we are developing very fast, and it is very very, I have to say, pleased for me and for our team.
That's
So
great.
while we're waiting, uh, what are you doing in this coronavirus at home?
Just horsing around, you know.
Around, like from the
What I
kitchen,
mean,
from kitchen to bathroom and to dining room, like this.
yeah. Well, I do go out as well, like
Uh-huh.
for hikes. I do like water sports. I have
Oh
pedal
wow.
board, and that's you don't have
Wow.
to be around people when you do that. You just go on the water and pedal board. So
Isn't
that's a good.
isn't it cold
Yeah, it
for
is.
you? Like you wear this thick costume that is against the water, or just shorts? Because I think
Yeah,
it's very very cold.
mhm. Yeah, I've got hydro costume, so
Okay.
it's warm. It's wetsuit. Yeah, that's how it's called. I've
Okay.
got mask as well. You know,
I
especially.
I I did padding just once somewhere. I don't remember, just for
Mhm.
fun. But I think it's a difficult sport if you do it like for hour or for 2 hours or for 3 hours. It must be
Mhm.
difficult.
Mhm.
Dear guest, to improve the quality of the webinar, disable all messengers, Skype, Zoom, and everything. I think I should do the same so that
Mhm.
we will have
Actually,
no problems.
I'll switch off the Skype.
Yeah,
I
I'll
got
check
WhatsApp
that.
on. Always
Yeah,
have
like
so many
like
windows on.
everything. um, okay, while we are waiting, maybe our guest can write where are you from? What cities, what countries are with us today? Uh,
Mhm.
we will be very pleased if you will be active. Like if you're chatting with us, if you're writing questions, it is very, very important to give you the right content because everything that happens at WAPI community is all about giving the content and the information to online sellers, to those people who want to start or to those people who are already trading. So it is very important that you communicate with us. Please,
Mhm.
anybody, where are you from? While we are waiting for the others.
Mhm. Yeah, agree with Alexander. I think we are here for you, so don't feel like you're distant away from us. Feel like you're in the same room,
Yeah,
and this is great opportunity to talk to us and to ask, just to engage, I guess, just have a conversation.
yeah. First of all, because in this coronavirus, we don't see people and we want to communicate with people. And
Yeah.
this is your opportunity today. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Cheryl. Okay.
Arteola? Yeah,
Sharon.
sure. Arteola.
Where are you from, Cheryl? I see flags here. Do you have a link of FB Live? My workmates want to attend also. Yes, of course. Arina is our wonderful girl that organizes everything, and I'll ask her if she listens to us. Arina, please write the link here in the chat for those who want to attend. From Prague. Hello from
Ah,
Prague. Привет.
Vladimir.
Привет из Праги. Hello.
Yeah. Hi, привет. I know
We're from
Vadim. Yeah.
Philippines, sir. Hi, Philippines. I think it's a little bit better weather there than we have here in Latvia. Can you
Mhm.
share the link here, Arina? Please. Oh yeah, here it comes. Here will be the
There
webinar.
it
The
comes.
webinar link. Keep safe. Yeah, of course, everybody keeps safe because what's happening all around is not funny, not funny at all. It's very scary. And the main thing for everybody, for us, is wow, we have zebra. The main thing is
Oh,
to
I
keep,
see.
otherwise you'll become like zebra. Vadim took. You know, I also am prepared because I knew that you will be like zebra, and I took here my zebra yoga mat. Look here. Do you see this?
Oh, wow. Nice.
I am prepared.
You're all matching now.
Zebra.
Yeah. That's
And
great.
why zebra?
Um,
ZonPhoto. Why did you choose zebra?
well, because zebra kind of first is black and white, so it's kind of shows the balance. It's like yin yang, and
Okay.
so it's balance of everything. Everything has to be in balance. And second, yeah, it's just eye catching. It's just you have to stand out in the market. So you
Yeah.
need to do different ways how to stand out in the market. Like if you become a zebra, everyone gonna notice you.
Okay.
Um,
So that's a
so
very important thing to do, to be outstanding. I call it outstanding when you stay out.
yeah,
Outstanding, you know. And if
different.
zebra, I love it. That's great.
So
Let's
yeah,
see.
that's my
I,
thing.
I'm sorry for everybody who thinks that we will start immediately. Please give us 2, 3, 4 minutes for people to come. Just 2, 3 minutes and we will start. It will be a wonderful webinar, I'm sure, because Vadim has prepared a great presentation for us, and it is very important. It's about the photos that sells. This is like what we everybody see, and why, what is eye catching, and why we make the purchase. And we're very glad that Vadim accepted our invitation to be with us today. So 2, 3 minutes for everybody to come, and we will start.
Mhm.
Did you have any other choice except zebra? Maybe
Um,
lion,
I
maybe
was thinking pigeon,
pigeon.
maybe panda, because panda is black and white too.
Okay.
But it didn't have very big eye holes. At least here you can see through. Quite
You're
big
telling us
nostril.
the secret. You're telling the secret because I didn't know. Did do you
I
see me
see.
or you don't?
Yeah,
How do
yeah,
you manage to look in this thing?
yeah.
Okay, testing.
Many
Keep
people ask
safe.
that.
Testing. Okay, if anybody else, where are you from? I saw Prague. I saw Philippines. Somebody else?
Oh, we got
I see.
Sanita.
I see different flags. I see
Sanita from
European
Latvia.
flag. I see
Robert's from
Swedish flag. Yeah, but I see Latvian flag. Hi, Miss Sheng. Do we have here like somebody who is working in one team, like in one company, or everybody is from different places? Please be active, proactive. You know that
Yeah,
in this
hello.
coronavirus, will win
Hello.
those who are proactive. This is the Czech flag, right? Or no, this is Philippines flag. And we had also, yeah, we have
Mm-hmm.
Vladimir Snauka from Prague. Hello,
Mm-hmm.
I'm from Riga. Wonderful. Hi, Riga. I'm also in Riga.
Great. Not too
Yeah.
far.
Okay. 11:03. 1 minute more and we start.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I have actually the drums here, but I won't do this. But
Ah,
in one minute we will start.
that's
Okay.
great. I've got piano
Uh,
actually, just on my
you've
right.
got piano, but
Yeah,
you must, maybe you know how to play piano, right?
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
can
because
play
I
it.
have drums, but I don't know how to play them. They're
Mm-hmm.
just standing there and waiting while I'll start to learn how to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 11:04. Let's start. Uh, are you ready, Vadim?
I'm ready. Yeah, if you're ready.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you, everybody, that you are here. My name is Aleksandr Fridman. I am CEO and founder of company WAPI. WAPI, we deliver e-commerce. WAPI is an IT platform and delivery fulfillment service all over the Europe. So we help people that sell online to fulfill their orders everywhere in most important countries in Europe: Germany, Italy, Spain, Bulgaria, Romania, everywhere. We have some 14 countries that we operate in. So, and the main thing is that we're very, very passionate to help our clients and our partners to grow. That's why we started WAPI community. And WAPI community is the community that will generate and will search for content, information, that will make webinars. We will, in some short time, we'll create a platform where you will have possibility to ask questions with each other. And so one way to do this communication and exchange of experience is the webinars. This is our third webinar, and we were very glad that we have here a wonderful guest. Wonderful guest, his name is Vadim Petrov. Vadim Petrov is the owner of company ZonPhoto. ZonPhoto is company that is focused on making the best photos to push your sales online. So now I want to give a word for Vadim a little bit to tell about yourself.
Sure. Yeah. Thanks, Aleksandr. So yeah, originally I come from music industry, and just about 3 years ago I got into selling on Amazon. I just started by watching YouTube videos, and since then I have successfully built and sold my brand last year in July. And now I'm fully focusing on my service-based business, which is helping Amazon sellers to increase sales by creating listing images and videos that really tell their product story. Yeah, that's kind of briefly about me.
So like you were doing the music, and then you decided that I want to start doing online trading, like from music, from playing
uh,
the piano.
yeah, kind of business and music been always my two strong sides, and I could never decide which one is more stronger. That's why I have a piano on my right.
And, and
And
so it happened that in 3 years you grow so much that you could sell your online trading company.
that's right. Yeah.
That's cool. That's very good. But and how come did you decide to move from trading to service? What?
Trading to service. Well, it kind of I was doing my service in parallel um, with Amazon business. So it was always there. I was doing images for myself. Then eventually I was doing it for other sellers, for my friends. Then I
Mhm.
started Fiverr gig, and I did
Wow.
Facebook groups
Wow.
and stuff. It grew. Yeah.
Guys, I don't hear Vadim. Please help. Do you hear me? Is it my problem, or it happened at Vadim's side?
1 2 1 2.
Do you hear me?
If
Uh
if you guys can
Vadim,
hear
please
us,
don't leave us.
no,
We
no,
need you right now. Vadim, please, I pray for the
I'm here.
internet. And you hear Vadim too. Wow, I hear you right now.
I'm here. I'm
Yeah,
here.
wonderful. We're together. Okay, let's continue. I was a little bit nervous. Whew. Okay.
No, it
So you
should be.
started to do photos for your friends, and you did it great.
Yeah, I was doing that for a while. Then I built my portfolio eventually, and it just happened that I sold my Amazon business, and then I was left with that. With what I was already doing, basically doing images, and I decided to grow it in also grow it bigger, make an agency, really focus on bringing that value to many sellers.
Okay, before we continue with the photos, little bit for those who are new to online trading, or for those who want to hear something more about your previous experience. Like, what products did you sell? You were trading at Amazon, right, for these 3 years?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't specifically mention the product that I was selling,
Mm-hmm.
but I can say that it was in baby niche, and I would say baby niche is very cool because parents would not spare or save money. They wouldn't compromise on quality when it comes to the baby. And
Okay.
the other point is that babies are born all year round, so it doesn't matter. It's not really seasonal. I guess there are seasonal products in baby niche, but what I was selling was just when baby is born, you kind of get this stuff. Um, it's helpful, and yeah.
And in this niche, did you focus even more? Because this niche for babies is huge. Did,
Hmm.
did, did you make some more focus on something?
I guess every seller faces this choice. You can either go wide or you can go deep,
Yeah.
and
What did
this
you
is
choose?
so I went deep. I guess that's what I did. I went deep in this niche. I launched more sets of the same. I opened. I went into different marketplaces. Started selling in Canada as well.
Hmm.
So I kind of expanded that way, and there was potential still to grow, to add more products, but that came in evaluation of my business when I was selling it. So there is this potential to grow, and that's why also the multiple that I got was quite good at the
Okay.
time. Hmm.
Hmm. That's cool. And one more question for the new ones in this business. Like you're saying, you were playing the piano, doing music, what you love, and you're changing to online trading. How did you learn? What were doing? Where did you learn? The YouTube seminars. Maybe you
Hmm.
can name the places where you got the main experience
Hmm.
to be successful.
Yeah, actually, I would say music industry is also quite similar in a way. And if you know Danny McMillan, who is also very known in Amazon community, he also comes from music background. Because when we talk about music marketing as such, you create a product which is a song, then you have to package it, you have to create a nice album cover, single cover. When you do marketing campaigns, it's all about social media, PR campaigns. So I was already doing that, and when I switched to Amazon, that's how I treated my product as a song, and it has to be packaged well. You have to present it to the customers. It has to be eye-catching, same like in a song
Hmm.
that has have to be hooks and stuff that grab your attention. Same
Hmm.
works in marketing in general, and songwriting is very similar to copywriting in a way. So
Yeah, I understand. So that you had a good background, but when you changed to online trading, did you learn somewhere how to do this? Did you
yeah,
or you learned it by yourself, just going and trying and trying and trying, or you got somewhere education?
YouTube videos.
YouTube videos. So everything was from YouTube.
Yeah, I just spent about 1 month watching videos, like 3 4 hours a day. I tried to
Okay.
absorb all the information that I could get, and
Hmm.
I think that really gave me overall knowledge and base to start. And once you start, you get more experience as you go along. And yeah, that's.
Okay. Okay. Wonderful. Okay. So Vadim has prepared for us a presentation,
Mhm.
and I am very interested to hear it, and hope that you are too. Before Vadim starts, I would like to ask some questions to you, and I would really please you to be proactive, because when you're proactive, you get more results. So I have a question for you to write us at what marketplaces are you selling? If you are selling already, please write I'm selling on Amazon, I'm selling on Etsy, I'm selling on eBay, I'm selling on Allegro, I'm selling. What marketplaces do you use? It really help us to understand what content to give you. Uh, and
You can
the
see my
second,
screen.
yes, I see. And the second question that is very important for us is to know whether you are new to online trading, you're only starting, or you are already experienced ones. So if you're new, please write in the chat letter A, and we will know the amount of people who are new. And if you are already experienced and you are searching for more information, please write letter B. Uh, then we will know again what content to give you. Vadim will know how simple or how complicated to tell you the information. So the A or B and the marketplaces that you're trading at.
Okay, cool. I'm
I
B.
Yeah, A was the new people in online trading. B is experienced. Okay, so while everybody is writing, I'll tell you one more thing. So how it will go? Vadim will now switch on the presentation, the full screen. I will switch off my video, and Vadim will start the presentation. After each slide, Vadim will ask us if there are questions. Please, if you have questions, write them. I'll read it and I'll ask Vadim. I'll also write my questions and will also ask Vadim them. Okay?
Mm-hmm. I
So
will be
look,
full screen
yeah,
in presentation, but sometimes I will go out, I guess, from presentation just to check you are still there.
okay,
or
okay.
or you can jump in and
It
yeah.
is very interesting information for you because a lot of A's. You see, I see one B, two B.
Mm-hmm.
I see now two B's, and most of them are A. So you have to give information rather simple to understand to everybody, but don't forget about the B's. They want to hear something specific, something that will help them to push their sales even more than they have now. Okay, let's start.
Okay, let's start. Yep.
Okay, I'm
So you all,
y'all.
I hope you all hear me and you can see my screen. So this presentation is how to increase your sales by creating listing images that tell your product story. So some of you who joined before, you've seen me in a zebra head. I wear this mask sometimes, and yeah, that just helps me to stand out in the market. So my name is Vadim. Briefly, this is how it's written. It's not written like this. It's a bit different guy. So don't get mixed up. Um, I already introduced myself, but just briefly to go over again. So I started my business in 2017. I have 2.5 years experience in creating and growing successful brand on Amazon that I sold last year. And now I have over 2 years experience as well in creating Amazon listings, the service that is now called ZonPhoto.com. I've also been on a few conferences here. That's been European Seller Conference last year. Also did in Lithuania. I didn't add the picture here. But yeah, it's been always great to help Amazon sellers on their way. And yeah, this is another way how I kind of market myself. And before I did Amazon business, I was in music industry. And actually for 3 years, I was also a street musician. So this is what I was doing. I was wearing zebra mask. Really stood out in the crowd, I guess. And yeah, I still use it nowadays for ZonPhoto marketing. So apart from being different, what do you need to know? What else do you need to know to stand out in the market? Okay, and this is the basis of everything. So this is a unique mechanism, and I suggest you write this down, these 4 steps that you need to be doing before you create listing images. So as you can see, the last for these 4 steps is creating images. So before that, you have to do the 3 steps, and this will give you the best multiple. And we will go 1 step at a time. Don't worry, we'll talk deep about each of these 4 steps. The problem is that basically some people don't even do competitor market evaluation before creating listing images. Some people don't think about strategy, which is really important, and some product photographers or other services that you hire. They don't even look at brands or product evaluation. And as a seller, you kind of have to back this up yourself. So I'm going to talk about real life example as well at the same time. So there's a case study that you can relate to, and it's going to be easier to understand. So this is the case study that I will be talking about, and thank you to the seller who allowed me to show these images and numbers. So this was the final listing. Basically, she contacted me, the seller, that's a few years back, and she said her sales have been very poor. She's nearly entering long-term storage fees, and she wants to upgrade listing images to help her sell remaining stock. And she was very frustrated. She tried many things, and it seemed like she's burning a lot of money on PPC. And no matter what she was doing, it seemed like there is no end, and she just doesn't get the sales volume that she's looking for. And after talking to her, like I talked to many sellers, we talk about problems, how they feel. So she seemed like she really worked a lot to build this brand. She tried everything to get going, but nothing seemed to work. So she came to me, and she, after seeing some of my work and kind of improving images, she wanted to give it a chance, give it a try. So first thing I do when I get sellers coming in and asking for help, I ask for their listing URL. If you're a new seller, you're not going to have that. But in her case, she had a URL. So, and that's where we come to the first step, is brand and product evaluation. So this is the first thing you need to do. You need to understand what is your brand, what is your mission, what you want to portray to yourself, and what is your product. So this was her listing before we kind of stepped in. She had basic images on white backgrounds, and this is quite common if you hire product photographer. In general, product photography, if you search for that topic or someone who does that, most of the time it's linked to products on white background, and that's what she had basically. And in some images, as you see, she had added text just to highlight some of the features. And she also had few lifestyle images. So this is what sellers kind of divide images into: feature images, main image on white background, and lifestyle images. Here at ZonPhoto, we mix them up. We don't think you need to think that way, but this is what she had basically. It's not very great, I assume. This guy has a weird haircut. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it could be better. You could agree. So when we look at brands, let's kind of try to evaluate this bag, this logo, what the seller has done. So if you look at the logo first, it's kind of not too bad logo. It's kind of adds this activity that this bag is something to do with active lifestyle, on the go. So it wasn't, I think it's thinking in the right direction, what they did there. The color, if you just analyze the colors, it's all black and gray. Kind of black is premium product, kind of it adds this premium feel. But other than that, we just have white background, black product, and it just seems very, I guess, not appealing, not very interesting. So we had to change that in a way. And the product itself, if you just look at this image, there's a logo. To me, it just seems like it's just a bag, just another bag. It's a bag on white background. I don't feel anything special by looking at this image. And you can also write in the chat if you I can't see the chat, but I will look at it. But you can just write for yourself what if you agree with this, and if you also think it doesn't sell, this image doesn't sell this back to you. Now here's the thing, okay, and that's where it gets interesting. Okay, so we have Morpheus here. Everyone likes Matrix, like I love those movies. And here's what he's saying. So what if I told you the brand story is equals more sales? Okay, so what I mean by that is, if you don't have a brand identity, you are very likely to be missing out on sales. Okay, and before we go into this, we need to understand what I mean by brand identity. Vadim, what are you talking about, right? And that's the thing, that many sellers think that branding is only a logo. They find the product, uh, whether it's private label or anything else that they're doing, they just create a logo, think about random name, they assign a logo to it, they print it on the packaging, maybe print it on the product as well, and they think their brand is done. But they forget that there is also identity. So there's brand identity, which is the packaging design, the fonts, the website that you use, the messaging, the colors that we just analyzed, the slogan. And brand identity, in a way, is a feel, the overall feel, what you get just by looking, just by engaging with the images, with the brand, with its products. So just like we looked at the image before, we try to get a feeling, we try to understand how it makes us feel. So that's about identity. And the last and the most big brand in general, and that's you need to kind of find what your values are, what is your culture, mission, why are you creating these products, right? So you need to ask questions like that: who you are, what you are doing, and why you are doing that. Okay, and going back to logo is just a summary of these two things, brand and identity, into one. So that's how you need to look at branding and brand in general. Here are some examples when we talk about brands. You can find this on Google if you just type, I think, colors in marketing or something like that. It's useful information. It's just good to know, I guess, which colors evoke different emotions, right? So if you look at, I don't know, let's say yellow, that's to do with optimism, clarity, warmth, and it's often used to grab attention of window shoppers, right? For example, for ZonPhoto branding, for our company, bottom left, you can see our logo. We used orange color, which is confidence, friendly, and mixed with black, which is powerful, professional. And that's how we are. We are confident about what we are doing. We are also credible, powerful, and professional in our work. And at the bottom, you also can see targeting women, targeting men. So which colors are good, bad for if you want to attract certain gender. And it's also good, it's kind of good to bear in mind, but I wouldn't specifically focus just on this. And if you look at the different logos and brands in general, and you look at this color scheme, you can see that most of the brands are blue. Blue, there's black, and red, I guess. Red is really eye-catching and it grabs attention. Red color really stands out in the market, and we suggest to use red color on main images. You can write this tip. This is a tip that you can get from this. And blue colors, if you go back to the slide which was before that, you could see that it appeals both for women and men. So it grabs a wider audience. Okay. In terms of listing images, where it comes to play, here's, for example, we had a client He has a logo which is Semper Kick. You can see that logo on on top left image where it says Teething Mitten Kit, and on the skull mitten you can see the logo printed. So it's Semper Kick. And the thing was that this client came to us. He had this logo, and this is all what he had, and he had these products. And this logo didn't really represent what we wanted. It didn't evoke the feelings that we wanted to. So we created this branding. Branding. So if you take like specifically what is branding in this example, you can see all these elements that I pulled out from the listing. That's the fonts that we use, the colors that we use, the elements like the cloud. You can see different formatting of text. So that all comes into play to create this playful, childish, very colorful, fun listing to look at. These are the emotions that we were going for. And that's what you need to think of when you create a listing. Okay. Okay, before we jump to the second step, is it clear so far?
Yeah, it is so wonderful prepared that I'm like focused 100%. That is very interesting for me. The only
Okay.
thing I hope that you will tell us what will happen with these bags. Will you tell what happened with the bag after you joined?
Yeah, definitely. So what we just did, we just looked at the brand and product evaluation. So we briefly looked at the product, and as we go along, I will tell you what happened to the bag.
Okay, super.
So let's go forward. So now the second step is competition and market evaluation. Okay. So once you understand what your brand is, what your product is, the second thing is to understand how this product fits in the market. Because if you don't do market evaluation, competitor evaluation, here he says it's kind of a big deal. Yes, it is, because if you don't do it, then you just jumping into unknown territory. You are depending on luck. It's like you going into the room full of crowd, and you didn't know what the dress code is, and you come in and you just like everyone else. You don't stand out, for example, right? If you want to stand out. So that's what we need to understand. We need to look at the crowd. And there are a few things that we need to analyze. We need to specifically look at main images and product listing images when we talk about competition. So let's first look at main image. I'll explain what that is. So main image is what appears in search results. When you go to Amazon, you type like overbody bag, for example, in this example, you're gonna see all these different bags that appear, okay? And then people gonna scroll through these all options, and they will choose to click on some of these. And once they click, it's counted as view, and in Amazon terms, it's called sessions. So the more people click on your image, the more sessions you get. And so your main image is responsible for sessions. It is responsible for traffic that comes onto your listing. That's why it's important that it stands out among the competition, that it gets that click. Like in everything else on internet website, there are clickbaits on YouTube. They do great thumbnails and stuff just to get your click. There are certain Amazon terms of service when it comes to main image, and this is important to know. And the most terms of service when it comes to images is definitely just about main image. So you can kind of read it here. It's general image standards. So it has to represent your product. It has to be on white background. There are lots of different things that you can read, like formats and pixels. But what I underlined there is graphics, illustrations, mockups, and placeholders are not allowed. Basically, we're not allowed to show anything more than just the product. We can't write a text which says click here. That would be nice, of course, but we can't do that. We can't say bestseller or satisfaction guarantee. You don't want to miss this one. You're gonna be amazed. So things like that you can't use graphics and stuff. So we'll go into examples and you'll see that. There's also another set of rules which is interesting, and that's additional prohibited specifications for main images. And interesting enough, there's certain set of rules that's specific to more categories like clothing, clothing accessories, shoes, handbags, luggage, and jewelry. So those categories have additional terms of service, which is interesting. And then if you look further, there's even another set of rules, which is prohibited for main image standards in all product categories. And here we talk about, Amazon Choice Badge, Alexa, different stuff that you can't show on the main image. Now the question arises when you look at these three rules, why they couldn't be all in one place? Why there couldn't be one set of rules that's very clear that this is what you can do, this is what you can't do in all images? And that's where sellers a lot, they get confused. Can I do this? Can I not do that? I see other sellers using these badges. It's against terms of service. Can I do the same? All right. And our conclusion is that it's category dependent. Okay. And I will show you what I mean by that. And here we can see those things that are definitely prohibited. But let's look at different categories. Okay. So when we analyze this page 1, so all the circled images, you can see they are against terms of service. Why? For example, if you go from top to right, like we are reading text. So the first image, we see 8-pack, which is text. You're not allowed to use text. There is an image, lifestyle image of a baby opening a cupboard. It's also not allowed. We have to only show the products without models. Okay, then we see on the second image again, 8-pack, there's a hand, there's a cupboard. The cupboard is not included in the purchase, so it's not allowed to be there. The third image should be on white background, but we have a lifestyle image there, which doesn't have that. And as we go along, you can see there's a logo, there's 12-pack, there's like lots of things that are against, okay? But that's baby safety category. If you go on Amazon.com, write baby safety locks, this is what you will see, which is interesting. It's kind of prohibited, but it's there, okay? Now we go into clothing category, and that's what I said. There is additional set of rules for that, and as a result, you can see less of those extra elements, okay? So we only see 2 images. One has a logo, which is really, really small, tiny in the top left corner, and the bottom image which says cotton 100%, and a heart with a 7-pack on it. So these things are not allowed, but they're still there. So we can see that Amazon is more strict in this category. Now, when we go to black hat vacuum, we see all kinds of stuff in here. There's logos, there are badges, there are additional graphics, satisfaction guarantee, 3 years warranty and stuff, whatnot. So a lot of stuff that are not allowed. Again, this is category dependent. You need to understand, if you're jumping into the market, you need to look at the market and see, do they use these extra elements? And if they use, then you can use as well. Most likely, you can have a risk. And here's a clothing category. And here we don't see anything. It's completely according to Amazon terms of service, no badges, nothing. And in clothing category, you can have a model. So if you see there's a leg in a way, that's allowed because it's clothing category. But other than that, there's nothing that's prohibited. And Amazon, you can see, is really regulating that. If they didn't regulate this category, there would be more stuff. And this is the additional set of rules that I was mentioning. Okay. Is it clear? This
Yes, absolutely.
Clear?
If you have questions, please write your questions. Vadim is waiting for communication with you. So please join.
Yeah, because this moment is very important. Many sellers get confused what they can do and can't do. with main images. But we will talk a bit more about that as well. So with this main image, when it came to the bag, this is the main image that we produced. Okay, and if we look back on what's allowed, what's not allowed, so this what we did is against terms of service, because we have a logo and we have a text there, take me there. We created a slogan for this brand. There are close-ups. Close-ups are kind of okay. I would say this is more white hat, because we're just showing the product. It's still a product, so I would say it's not very. It's a good white hat kind of trick to have on main image to grab attention. But yeah, in general, feel this is against terms of service, and this comes to risk and reward. Okay, do you want to risk? And you need to understand what is the risk and what is reward as well. Okay, and I mean, I could, if anyone wants to hear about what are the risks of doing this stuff,
Yeah, I've just written this question for you. It's just okay. You're telling about the risk, but you're not telling what is the risk.
Okay, so briefly, I can tell what is the risk. So if you, for example, if you use this stuff, one risk is that Amazon gonna remove your main image. You're just gonna wake up one day and there will be no main image. So your second image in a listing will show up in search results. And what you do, you just go on Seller Central, you upload a new image, could be the same image even, and you're good to go again. Okay. Another thing that can happen, and these risks are usually when someone reports you. Your competitors will report you to Amazon, and then it's up to Amazon to do something. I've reported other sellers, and I can tell that in 1 month nothing changed. So it really depends on category where you are. I even called Amazon and said, hey, here's an Excel file. Here's when I reported the sellers, and you haven't done anything. Why it's like that? It's because they can't regulate. They don't have a workforce to go through every category, every product. So they have some bots that go through, but they focus on specific categories that definitely have to be clear. Okay, that's one risk. Another risk is they can issue quality. I think it's a warning sign that appears in Seller Central. Basically, it says you need to remove this image. If you don't remove this image, we're gonna do something about it. Okay, and some sellers even ignore that. They keep selling. I don't recommend that. I would still change to different image, and maybe a week later, you can change to your original image. But again, it's nothing very risky, right? And then there could be suspension, listing suspension. They could close your listing, and they could say there's a problem with listing image. You can re-upload. Please re-upload different image. And sometimes in this case, I was re-uploading the same image. You can try that. If it still appears, if it still gets suspended, then you definitely don't do that. But yeah, I would say just upload a clean image, and then week later, try to upload the previous image again. And you can see how strict Amazon is in your category. You can kind of test the boundaries, how far you can go. But if you see other sellers having badges and stuff, that's the most important thing that you need to look at. If no one else has them, then I would say you need to take these suggestions from Amazon seriously. Okay, but in all, I haven't seen anyone who lost their listing because they used the wrong image. So the worst thing that happened was that it got suspended. So I can't say for sure, but I don't know anyone who in 2.5 years experience from selling on Amazon whose listing got completely deleted from Amazon because of images. So it's up to you. This is now you know the risk, and reward is basically more clicks, more traffic that comes to your listing. You need to think which is important for you. Okay.
Yes, yes. Continue, please.
Okay, so jumping forward, so the first thing you need to do main image evaluation. That's how we do the main image evaluation. We look at page 1, sometimes 2 and 3 as well. And we try to ask the questions, what do they tell? So what kind of angles we see repeating? What's the most common angles and stuff? What's the combination? Is there something else present on the image? Are there extra elements like we mentioned before? And there are a few things that we do. The first is subjective. So we try to look at the market as a customer who tries to find a product, and we just depend on our subjective opinion. Like everyone else in the market who looks for something, they just do it subjectively. Like they think this stands out to them, this doesn't. So we kind of we use our expertise, I guess, and to subjectively look at the markets. That's first. And then objective way to look is to look at sales. So the sellers who have a lot of sales, but so you can see what kind of image they're using. The only downside of this is they could be having sales because they have a lot of reviews or the price is very low. So what I recommend to do when you do it objectively, I would look at sellers with little reviews. And then that means that, okay, it's not about reviews. It can't be about the price. Maybe it's in the same range like everyone else. So it must be the main image that drives traffic and maybe brings sales. So there is something about the seller, about his images. And that's how we would look objectively at the market. And then we kind of combine both subjective, objective, and you get a good understanding of the market. And the last, after you have a good understanding, you need to ask yourself, how can you stand out? What kind of angles, what kind of stuff you can do to be different on page 1. So what we did for this seller, I already showed the image. This was before. Okay, this is the market. Can you find our bag? I guess it takes a while to notice our bag in all this.
Yeah, it's down there somewhere. The fourth, right?
The fourth at bottom row, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And now we do after. Oh, sorry. After will be later. So, okay. So this is just to show the market. So what we did, we looked at the market. So what we notice here is that most sellers just have a bag on its own. It's either, if you look at the angle, some of them are tilted, either to the left, either to the right. There is one guy that stands out. We can see the model showed kind of silhouette on the bottom right. And we can see the one at the top. Second, it has 100% natural hemp, right? And it kind of stands out because it has that text there, right? Then we have a bestseller badge underneath. So little things like that, we can kind of subjectively already decide what stands out for us and what doesn't. I wonder if I had this. I guess I will have this slide somewhere else where we see after as well result how this image looks. But that's the good test. I would say take a screenshot of page 1, and that's another tip that I give you. You should write that down or do it for your images. Take a screenshot of page 1 and Photoshop your image into the market and just look. That's the most basic and logical way to see if your image stands out in the market or it doesn't. It's a very simple idea, but no other photographers or anyone else kind of doing that, which is I think is a shame, because this is very simple to do and you get a really good look at the market. Okay, so listing images. So when it comes to listing images, so what they do, they are responsible for conversion. So once you get a click, someone comes to your listing, you get this traffic. That's good. That's half of the job done. And the next half is to get them to convert, right? And you do that with product description, bullet points, your title. But the main thing really is listing images and the price and reviews as well. These are three things actually. And listing images is really one of them, okay? So they don't want to spend much time reading. They don't want to, some people don't like to read. If anyone in here listening don't like to read, put pluses in the chat or write I hate reading, okay? So they look through the images and they don't want to spend a lot of time. They would spend maybe 1-2 seconds per image just to look at it briefly. They still have other competitors to look at. So these images are very vital. So this will grab their attention. It will make them stop. And eventually, if your images are done well, you will convince customer to make a purchase. And that's what we call conversion. So to look at that, I don't want to go deep into this, but again, what you could do when you evaluate listing images, you need to look at what features your competitors are highlighting in their images, okay? And you can make a list of image types. For example, everyone in the market has an image which says what's included. About the bags, it could be everyone highlights the fabric. So there's every competitor in the market that talks about fabric, okay? So this is, you can make a list of that. And second, what unique selling points competitors use to sell their product. And this could be images what they have. They say, we are better because we do this and that. Don't buy other brands. They are fakes. Our is real leather or something like that, yeah? Or we have the best bag because it's this and that, right? So look for words also like stronger, thinner, comparison charts, bonus items. Some sellers bundle items to add value. So you need to understand what your competition is offering in addition, how they're selling their product. And then you can understand how you can sell differently, what you can do to, if they say they are stronger, they basically say your bag is weaker. And in your listing, you need to convince that it's not weaker, it's as strong or it's even stronger, okay? Yeah, and then you need to look at the best sellers and try to evaluate their listing images. And you just need to think, just open listing, have a look, and just ask yourself, what makes their images so good? If they're good, right? Is it just about reviews and price? Images are kind of not that appealing, maybe sometimes. Or it's really about images. Try to just think, I'm looking at this image, it's really great. What makes it great? And try to analyze from that standpoint. And once you kind of looked at your competition, usually we spend 2 hours maybe looking at competition, downloading all the images that stand out and really analyzing all the image types. But yeah, if you do this, it really gives you a great understanding of the market, and you can finally ask yourself, how can you stand out? What can you do different, right? That's the main question that we need to answer after doing this. And for this market, for this bag, like we looked at those images, for example, so these were the common images that they had, right, competitors. So one was like, what can you put inside the bag? So different items, pockets and stuff. So there are different ways how to show that, right? So all that is kind of similar type of images. There is dimensions. So and it kind of gives you an idea what kind of images you could create as well. So you could think yourself which way is better as well to show images. But that's how competition looked. And now I'm going to show what we did basically to be different. So, oops. Jumped. Okay, so yeah, I found that the most listing images had basic images on white backgrounds, as you could see. Some listing images had good infographic elements. Few had lifestyle images, which was kind of cool, but none of them had this strong brand identity that we talked about. So all the competition of those bags that we looked at, they didn't really have a brand. It was mainly just white background and nothing special. They talked about features, they talked about material, about what you can put inside, how many pockets it has, but it didn't really have that strong brand feeling. And that's what we already talked about. Okay. And here we come to the strategy. So the third step, when we actually think, okay, how are we going to stand out in the market? Now we have this intelligence, kind of market intelligence. We know what the brand and product is. We know the market. We know how it fits against the competition. And now we need to think out of the box how we can stand out. So we just looked at the bag again, and this is already what I showed. And I just started brainstorming, okay? And that's basically how it's usually done. You just think about product, you just get some creative ideas. So this bag is portable, right? That's the first thing I thought about. It's lightweight. It's good for travel, okay? And here it kind of struck me. Okay, if it's good for travel, maybe it's good for hiking, okay? You could take it on some adventure. You could show determination, excitement of going somewhere. And if we go somewhere, it has to be somewhere with amazing scenery, okay? So the idea of this was to bring this bag alive. It's not just a bag on white background. So we wanted to add a story to this bag, okay? So I straight away when I kind of did this brainstorming, amazing scenery, I went on internet, and here we come to creating listing images, and I found these two shots, okay? And I thought, this is great. I mean, the picture itself already tells a lot, okay? And here's a quote: a picture is worth 1,000 words, okay? So there's a guy in mountains. So we can already build a story. He probably spent half a day climbing there on the very top, and he's just looking there, maybe waiting for sunset, right? We can only imagine what he's thinking about. And the guy by the beach, he's sitting, he just came there, maybe after work, after workout, anything, and he just relaxing his mind, looking at the sea. So these images talk to us. They really tell a story already, okay? And we decided to bring a bag into these images. So this is what the client had before. And it's funny enough that this guy by the beach is kind of similar to this guy, okay? So when I saw that guy, I thought, oh, this is like this guy, but his haircut is better. So I don't know what kind of thing happened to his haircut here, but yeah, it's just not very appealing. So what we did, we took this guy, we took the bag from the guy, we took this image, placed the bag on him, and here's Photoshop magic for you. Bam. Okay. Then we turned it around, extended the backgrounds, added a slogan, take me there, a bag, and the logo of another slogan. Okay. And here we can see before and after.
Great. That's great. That looks, wow, that's beautiful.
Okay.
Vadim, again, this is the same bag from the same photo. You didn't take didn't photo another time. You just
Um,
photoshopped it.
yeah, this is exactly the same bag. Yeah. This is exactly the same. At the moment, we also have photography team. We have photographers, so not everything is Photoshop, but this is something that we did as well. I have great Photoshop skills, and it can look really great if you find the right person. Okay, and when client saw this, her excitement, I guess, was the same like yours. Wow, this is awesome. But what else we did here? Okay, it's not just about the image itself, it's also about texts and stuff. So for this client, because she really was struggling with sales and she was actually about to go bankrupt, she was about to hit long-term storage fees. Okay, so we really need to convince customers to buy this product. And what we used is neuro linguistic programming. Okay, this is called NLP, and sometimes it's used in marketing. So we wanted to use as much as possible for this listing. So what it is basically is when you read text, take me there, subconsciously you also get the message, you get call to action, which is take me. Okay, I highlighted that on the right text. And then we have another slogan there: the journey begins with the choice. So almost like if you choose this bag, your journey will begin. Okay, so this is the right choice to make. Take me. Okay, and once you do such stuff with neuro-linguistic programming, when it works when you repeat it many times. Okay, so you try to bombard customers with the same image, with the same message. So that's why we use this in different images. Okay, so we repeated that on the second lifestyle image and also on the main image. Okay, that was the purpose of it. And that's what we talked about Amazon Terms of Service, that this image was against. So it has a logo, it has text, additional elements. Can you find this bag in the market now?
Yes, of course.
Okay. So that straight away, it stands out.
How fast it was blocked?
What's that?
How fast it was blocked by Amazon rules?
For this customer, it wasn't blocked actually. She didn't. Yeah, she was successfully selling after that for a while. I guess until she got rid of remaining stock, because she didn't come back. She didn't ask for another image. Yeah, she told everything was great. So yeah, that's the thing. If you Photoshop your image, it's just obvious. It's very obvious and noticeable. It's there if someone still didn't notice that. And that was before, so you can see the difference. Okay, so to-do list. So we talked about lifestyle images, main images, feature images. I really don't like dividing images like that. At ZonPhoto, we have like identified 47 types of images that you can make. And most sellers just divide them in 3. So they just look at the listing and they have 3. I'm just using this just so other sellers understand what I talk about, but I want you to think out of the box as well. Your lifestyle image can be a feature image as well. You can combine these things, okay? So don't get stuck in this. But when we talk about feature images, so what's important, okay? Important is your unique selling points. So I want everyone who has a product or idea, you need to ask yourself, what is your unique selling point? Can you answer me to this question if I would ask you that, okay? And I give you just a few seconds to think about it and answer this for yourself, okay? And please don't be that guy, right? Many sellers,
Why don't you like?
some sellers, yeah.
Why I was asking? Why don't you like him?
I'll tell you, yeah. So some sellers come to me and I say, well, so tell me what's special about your product? What's your unique selling points? What's really cool about your product? And they tell me, yeah, like, well, I don't know, it's kind of the same like everyone else's. I think it's just if you have a great design, if you have a good listing images, it's gonna stand out. Okay, and I'm like, okay, but no, you need to know what's, there are some features, something that makes your product great. Anything like what kind of stuff sells this product, okay? And you need to think of it as a pen. Like, how do you sell a pen? Okay, there is a script you can find online how to sell a pen. It's a bit different. It's when you talk about conversation with the person. But if you were selling pen online, you would need to sell it somehow to me. Why this is such a great pen, right? You need to think of those features. You need to, even if your product is special, think about it. Like if it's not special, let's say it's not
Can
special.
can I ask you a question here?
Hmm.
It's very interesting, like to check the difference between the offline and online, because in
Yeah.
offline sales of the pen, you have to not to talk about the features of the pen. So the main thing what is talk learned and studied what in this case of the pen is
Hmm.
told that you have to talk about the values. What
Hmm.
values get the customer when he gets this pen?
Hmm.
So, for example, with this pen, his imagination will work and he will write brilliant stories. With this pen, his hand will never feel like tired.
Hmm.
Because with this pen, he will love the paper and all the words that are written because the ink is beautiful. His handwriting will be like he's a painter. And
Hmm.
so I just imagined the answers, but in offline, the thing is to give the values what person will feel after the purchase. And what about in online?
Hmm. So online is similar. You need to make people feel stuff. So it's, if we just put this pen on white background and don't write anything, or don't place this in some lifestyle imagery, right? For example, it could be, that's the thing, we need to provoke emotions, okay? Like you were saying, yeah, like how would you feel? If you talk about you're gonna be like a painter, you can really take a painting and like make it a bit like Photoshop, like you draw a painting with this. You can, it can be abstract image like that. Be the painter of your, I don't know, of your life. I don't know. Paint your life. Come up with a slogan that would support that claim, right? So you can be a bit creative, but you need to understand what your audience is and what you, for example, this panel as well, if you sell it, you can say about important contracts that you're going to sign. How many contracts do you sign in your business? Are they big contracts? Do you really want to sign a big, like multi-million contract with a cheap pen? You have to celebrate this moment. It's multi-millionaires who are signing important contracts and stuff. Okay, so it depends what audience you want to attract. Okay. Anyways, let's keep going. So I had a client who was selling light bulbs. Okay, but this is a good example because he was one of those who said, "There's nothing special about my product. Everyone else is selling the same." And he was kind of methodical. He was like, "Okay." He was from Germany, and Germans are very kind of factual people. So he just said, okay, it has A plus energy saving, Kelvin 27, blah, 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 lumens 450, CRI 80 plus, it has 30,000 lifetimes. Okay, so he just told me all the features, okay? But he didn't sell it to me. So one thing is to know your features, another is to sell those features. Okay, I want you to start thinking there's a difference. So when you talk to customers, it's not enough to just show your features. You need to sell them. So what we did for this customer, okay? So this was the final listing that we created. And if you look at images that sell the product, I'll highlight them here, okay? So those that are still visible, they are selling the product. Okay, so the first one is many sellers have this image kind of feature overview where just say this is what you get, you know, or like it's I don't know, it has Bluetooth, it has Wi-Fi, it has this and that. But just by changing the title and asking the question why this brand, warum Bublight, that's in German. So we already changed the perception of those features. These are not just features anymore. These are the reasons why you need to choose this bulb. And it's more meaningful than just showing the features. So already in that first image, we turned everything what he just told us to reasons why customers should buy that. Second image, CRI 80 plus. So that was another thing. Basically, it means that you can see the things clearly in that light. They appear as they should be seen, right? There's no light distortion. Okay, and how we solved this feature? We solved it by showing comparison. Okay, so we showed Bub Light, how you would see the room, and other brands. Okay, so we destroying other brands. We just say this is what you're gonna get if you buy our brand. This is what you get by other brands. Okay. The next thing, A plus, what he said. Okay, A plus energy saving. Okay, we calculated it has 84% more energy saving, and in a small print that is hard to read, we can say in comparison to 39-watt bulb. Okay, we see the image visually, we get the idea that you save money. Many won't even read that small text because we only have 1-2 seconds to look at the image, but they're already gonna get this huge message which is saying energy saving. Okay, 80% more energy saving. And maybe at that moment, when they looked at so many different bulbs, they will compare this bulb to those bulbs. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you compare it to 39-watt bulb. Okay, they still get the message. They still get the feeling that this is really energy saving. Okay, then the 30% longer life. Another feature that client mentioned, how we could sell it. Again, compared to the other bulb, there definitely is a bulb out there that's life is 20,000 hours. We're not lying, okay? It's not to say we definitely compare us to the best sellers in the market, but you can compare yourself to someone else still. There will be a product that's less good than yours. But just by going through that, we kind of bombarding images. We are better, we are better, we are better, okay? This is the bulb. And the last image is really the only thing that client had unique. And he didn't mention that at first. When I asked him, what is your unique selling point? He couldn't tell me. But this was really his unique selling point, that he offers 4-year warranty and 1-year return, like money back. That's really big, like for a bulb. Imagine you buy a bulb and it has 4 years warranty. I think that's really big selling point. So just to top that up, we just like put a stamp on it at the end. Okay. Is it clear? Like this example?
Yes, very good. Very good.
Okay. Then I want to show you some sales increasing images that you could use. So these are some of the ideas that you could also implement in your listing. For example, competitor charts. Are they becoming more and more popular? Some, again, if you look at the markets, that's the first thing what you need to do, right? We talked about. And you see that everyone in a market has competitor charts. So don't be the same like others. Don't create another competitor chart. Be different, right? So you need to always look at the market before you create these images. Okay, then second one is why us. It's just asking 3 reasons why. It's just very clear. Customers don't have much time, so talk to them directly. Talk to them with direct language. So why us? Okay, give them 3 reasons why. So then don't have to spend hour looking at your listing and thinking why this bulb is better, why this playing ground is better. Just give them reasons. This is what they're looking for. That's why they reading all this information, looking at the images. Then brand image. If you want to build brand awareness, talk about your brand mission. This is the thing that we talked about in the beginning, having a brand. So you can, it sells. The brand, what brand does? It builds trust. If people look at your listing and they feel like there's a brand behind it, it's not just a product that is sold on Amazon on white background. There's a brand behind it. There's a culture. There's a mission. This brand is dedicated to quality products. They stand behind their words, right? So this is what we're creating there in that image. Bonus items. If you have things like if you're bundling your with something, bundling your items, you adding value. So you need to show that. You need to clarify. Some sellers really add extra items and they don't show them in the listing images. This is a mistake because this is your unique selling point. You need to show that. You need to be clear. Another thing, why we are better, like as a single feature, right? If the first two images were kind of different features, so this could be why we are better one specific feature that you can really focus on, like in that image before, CRI 80 plus, right? And like 30,000, like every image actually was just focused on one feature. This could be also one way to approach it, that every feature that you show, you sell that feature. You show comparison to other brands, okay? It's always better, always like, and you can be more specific about one feature. Like you can be more informative, like educate. It could be more educational when you talk just about one thing. And lastly, review images, social proof. Okay, everyone who has who sells online in e-commerce knows that social proof and trust are two main things to sell anything online. Okay, that's why like Shopify stores that are like, there are different plugins that for reviews that customers can plugins that pull reviews for one place to your website. It's done to create social proof, and those who sell outside Amazon, they really know how important is that, because people don't trust that much like websites that are, you know, not very known, and you know, all the different things that you need to place on the website. It's to build trust. And similar is on Amazon with some products as well. You know, social proof, you can have it in your images. So you can not just only have reviews, but you can boost it by doing review images. There are different types that you can do, but this is also one of the things you can add. Okay. All right, everyone with me so far?
Yes, yes. Everybody thinks how long will be the presentation, because we're talking already with you for 1 hour and 10 minutes.
Okay, I'll try to wrap this up. I understand maybe not many people have time, but I hope this is valuable and getting
I
good
just think
insight.
that we can make another one in some time to open some more topic.
Mhm.
Because to grab everything like in 2-3 hours is rather difficult.
Okay, yeah. Well, okay, I'll just skip through, I guess, these. It's just feature images. This is what we did for the bag, just to show that it's waterproof. We added elements to support that, so visually you can straight away understand. So it's more engaging than just white background, right? This is pockets and some Photoshop work, and we show the pockets. So we're combining feature image and lifestyle image in one, and no other competitor has done that. So our feature image just about pockets is probably the best in the market. And this is what others had, right? Like adding a human to the product is always provoking feelings. Special pockets, contrasts. Okay, I will skip on contrast. So customer was very satisfied in the end. And results, everyone wants to know results, right?
Yeah, I wanted to ask you at last, what are the results?
Okay, results. So sessions, monthly average. So before the changes, seller had 30 sessions. Um, and then I guess it's daily average. Basically daily sessions she was getting. So before 30 and after 58, which was almost double. And we could see that in example that it really stood out in the market. So it's um, no surprise about that. Conversion rates, before it was 13%, and now it went to 30%, 17% increase. She was getting 1-2 per day, and eventually she was starting selling 10 to 20, and she was 10 times more on a good day, right? Which was really big difference in sales. And this example, this case study, really, we could see that her images were really kind of basic. So you can see the difference that really you can go from what kind of improvement you can have from basic to great images. And you all wonder if you can get the same results. It depends on this formula, which is complicated to explain.
Yeah, a lot of questions on this.
Basically, these images are made to sell. Okay, that's what you need to understand. It's you can hire photographers. They will do super high resolution. It would be shot in professional studio. But if they don't think as a marketers on how to sell the product features, then it's going to be difficult. That's just another listing which became bestseller. And it wouldn't matter all what I'm saying. Okay, I could come up with that, but this is what our other people saying. Okay, and this is the proof that what I was saying and the principles that I talk about, they do work, because all customers, most customers that we work with, they see the big increase. They see the difference. Okay, and these are just some of examples of what people are saying. This was my own success, my own product. It was a really successful month, and somehow, I don't know how, but I did get conversion of 61%. It was without giveaways, PPC. Something happened, I don't know why, but I'm sure that images also were one of the main driving points. And as you can see, the lowest point is 30%, which is still really great for Amazon, right? 30% is really good conversion if you have that. That was kind of my regular conversion rate, around 30-40%. And then just this month, it went to 61 gradually. So my takeaway from this, be different. If you are a horse, you can do things like that.
It's rather interesting photo. Why it is not a zebra?
Yeah, if you're not a zebra, because there is already one. So be the horse who is spinning the wheel on the right. So again, the success formula that I want everyone to take away: do brand product evaluation, competitor, market research, then think about story and create images. This will give you the best results.
Okay.
Okay, I guess
you don't have the most common last slide where it is written "Thank you for your attention." So I didn't know whether I have to applause already or not.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. This is my slide that I missed.
Very much. It was really great, and I have my questions for you, and then I'll read also the questions from our guests. It was very interesting. I agree with Marina. So for me, the most interesting thing that you were telling about is that you said that people have to add stories and feelings to a picture.
Mm-hmm.
And not like a big painting on the wall. You're telling that we have to add feeling to a small picture on Amazon among all the others with all the rules that is not allowed, and
Mm-hmm.
somehow you have to brainstorm and invent how to add the feeling. So can you tell like several tips how to add feeling to a picture, to a simple
Okay.
picture?
All right. So first thing, fonts and text. It's very important that you don't choose the basic Times New Roman or Arial font. There are so many great fonts out there that already give you a feeling. Okay. So because people read texts, titles, and stuff, this is really important, and everyone has that. Everyone has texts. So pick the fonts that gonna represent your brand. Look at the logo and fonts that would go with it, so which would support. So that's one thing, the fonts. Second, colors. Think about colors, what kind of colors you want to use in your marketing. And third, I would say um, like elements. This is like different elements, graphic elements, lifestyle images that could support again your brand. Um, Like we had a brand, for example, from they had the logo which was 3 pine trees. So we ended up using a real pine trees, forest and stuff in the image to really emphasize that they have these 3 pines there. It's about forest, sustainable forest. The material comes from that. So you can visually just emphasize what you already know visually, kind of just
Mhm.
brainstorm.
I also heard in the middle you said that people in the photo add feelings. Is it like this? The photo of people, they add feelings and story to the picture, right?
Yeah, like showing feelings also could be human emotions that you show someone smiling and stuff. But in general, this is what I want to understand. This is what branding is. Branding is what you look, engage with the brand, and you get a feeling. It's what you feel when you engage with the brand. Uh, it's kind of
Okay.
subjective. Everyone could feel different, but there is a certain, like, it depends what you say. Um, Like I could be super angry to you. I could be la, 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 talking fast, and
Yeah.
you're gonna get a certain feeling from it. So
O-
it's how you want to talk to your customers.
Okay. Thank you. We have a question from Robert, who is asking how much images on average there are in one product listing. Main image one. How many lifestyle and featured images?
On average. So in general, you can have 9 images per listing. Uh, 6 images. That's something you need to understand. 6 images will be visible on the listing. And if you want to see the rest 3, you need to click on the image and then they will appear. So you need to understand that the customers might not even see those last 3 images. So you really need to tell a story in the first 6 images. And the second and third image are those that have to be really attention grabbers, uh, or the most important information that you want to focus on has to go on second and third image.
Okay, wonderful. We have one more. You said that in your company, 45 types of images. And so I
Yeah.
instantly thought, are you going to make a new presentation that will be called 45 types of images?
Yeah, actually, it's kind of our thing that we don't disclose this information. Yeah, it's
Okay. It's a
one of
secret
the things.
only for those who will write to Vadim, like to the company. Then in the personal business communication, maybe Vadim will disclose it, right?
Yeah, it's just when we create stories. When we create stories, we know that there are 47 images that you can make for any product, and from those you need to choose 6 to 9 to really sell your brand. But if anyone really wants to understand how we got these types, it's just looking through competitors. Like I said, One type could be what's included. Everyone shows what's included. What kind of material is that? Competitor chart. These are already three types that I mentioned. Just think what
Wow.
else there could be.
Wow, this is very, very interesting comment because actually it will work in any business. You can analyze all the competitors and you'll find all the types of the selling points, of the
Yes.
pictures, of the ways to
Yeah.
sell, and then just
If you
choose
just
better
start
ones.
analyzing. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, wow. That's very good.
And always
So
when we notice something new, something creative, we always add it to our image types. We just create a new type. And so we're always on the top of the things of what you can do, what you can make.
okay, before I will continue to 4 exact questions that we have prepared for you, I saw here a question: do you use fulfillment by Amazon, or tell us about it? If not, do you store and handle the items? Thanks. I think this is the question not for Vadim but for me, and I'll
So,
answer you exactly. Of course, you can use FBA, fulfillment by Amazon, but you also can use FBA and fulfillment by merchant. And if you choose it, please contact us because our company WAPI is alternative to FBA. We have warehouses in all the countries of Europe. We have very, very fast speed of delivery, 24 to 48 hours delivery. We will help you with everything. We will help you to establish a company, to get the VAT numbers. We will explain you how to operate in the countries, in the different countries. And we will afterwards help you with the fulfillment and the delivery and the returns and everything. So if you have questions about fulfillment and delivery, please write me to my email. You see it right now, or go to our website vapi.ee. And
mhm.
now some takeaways. I want for you to be maximum precise, maximum short, so that people can make these takeaways with them and start earning more money. So we need 3 life hacks how to sell on Amazon. 3 life hacks.
3 life hacks.
Yeah.
So yeah, make sure you outline your unique selling points. If we talk about images, right? Or
Yeah. Whatever you want, like a professional on Amazon. 3 life hacks
okay,
to be successful in Amazon.
okay. No, in general, if you talk about Amazon, then I think if you're starting, like many people here, I guess starting, in the very beginning, I would advise to read and watch and learn as much as you can. And webinars like this as well are really helpful. And that's great that Aleksandr is providing this information.
Thank you.
And second step is you don't need to get stuck at this stage. So you need to decide to take action. So upon whatever you learn, you have to give yourself deadline that, for example, I will spend 1 month learning, I will absorb everything I can, and then I will put it to practice. Like on the first day of this month, I will open my like business company. Like that, this could be your first step. Open your business company, open bank account. Um, so do things. Third, what I would advise: do things small steps at a time. Small steps lead to big leaps. Okay. If you do focus on something every day, on something small, and after 1 week, you're going to look back and think, oh, wow, how much I achieved this week. After 1 month, you're going to achieve so much already. So there are lots of small steps that you need to take and just focus on one at a time. It's not going to be as overwhelming.
Okay, so I'll try to say it shorter. So the first one was learn as much as you
Right?
can. The
Yeah.
second, do the list of things to do, like the list, do this 1, 2, 3, 4.
Second is basically to apply it, to take action, to
To
decide
take
to take
action.
action.
To take action, of course, do it. Just do it. So take
Learn, do
action,
it.
make the list, and then focus on the small steps. Focus
Yeah.
on the small steps.
Yeah.
And the final one is just test. I think it's test. Go, take action and test more
Yeah.
and more and more.
Well, think about 20%. Focus on things. There are 20% of things that will bring you 80%
80%,
results.
of
So
course.
you need to identify what those 20% are later on in the business when you build it, and just rinse and repeat those 20%. Focus on that.
Okay, let's go opposite. Three mistakes, three things that nobody should do. Three mistakes that you had at your starting. Some failures that please don't do this, this, and this.
Okay, the first one is what I say is don't go into market with a skeptical attitude. So many sellers who start, or in general, like they just say, I will give it a try, okay, and see how it goes. But please, whatever you do, keep it 100% from your side. You have to make it work. So don't go into market with this attitude. Go with the attitude, I will go into market and I will make it. Okay, and there's no other way. It's not giving it a try, it's really doing it for real. I'm gonna do it. That's how you decide. Second, don't expect becoming rich. Instead,
Why?
focus.
Why? That's why we all are here. Why you're
Yeah,
doing this?
well, money shouldn't be the main driving force. Like, instead of focus on being rich, focus on being the best in the market. Bringing the best product, solving this problem the most efficient way, become an expert, like be really passionate of what you do, and becoming rich just gonna be as a result of that. Okay, it's just gonna happen.
If
Like
you're
you
doing
become expert in
if
something, it's
you're
gonna
doing
happen.
the right things, if you're the best, the becoming the rich is the result that you will get. That's correct. That's right. I agree with you 100%. Okay,
And
and the third one, failure, mistake, some maybe some technical things. No, I
technical, don't don't go into competitive markets. Well, that's
don't
kind of
focus.
easy.
Yeah, you mean the red ocean? Yeah, the red ocean where a lot of competitors and too many the same products. Don't go there.
Yeah, don't get led by I don't know, shiny things and stuff like widget spinners. Oh, great, widget spinners, super popular. I'm gonna jump into
Okay.
this market and I will make money. Just
Okay.
really pick your battles. Pick your battles and have a backup plan, I guess.
And the last thing that I want to discuss with you is the situation all around us. Everybody is nervous. Not everybody, but most of the people don't understand what's happening and how to behave in this coronavirus time. And a lot of people are afraid to start something and to move, and a lot of business people say
Mhm.
that you should not push it this time, and a lot of skeptical things are all around, and I want to hear from you some optimism, and to answer the question why it is a wonderful time to start online trading now.
Okay,
Can
so I think people in general, if you look at the general trends, no matter what coronavirus is doing and other stuff, in a small sense, in a big sense, everything is moving online. So the earlier you get online, better. And definitely what Amazon is doing is growing every year, like rapidly. Changes are coming like 2 3 months. They launching new marketplaces. They're like huge giant. It's a trustworthy company that we can, as sellers, we can depend on. We can really put our trust and rely. But of course, there are things that we need to be aware of, that Amazon can do things that can shut your business down and blah blah blah. But it's all comes down to risk. You need to know how to deal with these risks, and there will be on the way always people who are going to help you. So I would say today you have an amazing advantage. Everyone here has an amazing advantage over those who will start tomorrow.
Yeah, because now you know how to make great photos, and you are among those who will win the competition because of the great photos.
Yeah, whatever the time is, you need to think tomorrow will be worse day to start. Today is better.
Yeah.
And
The best day to start was either 10 years ago or today. So
yeah,
no other chance. Or 10
and
years ago
that's
or
all the
today.
time. I see it all the time, every year. When I started, people were saying the same thing. Is it the right time to start? This and this is happening. This and this is happening. It's just about starting. I think that's the main point, just deciding that you're going to start. And as entrepreneurs, we are problem solvers. So there will be problems. We have to solve them. This is our main goal. And we're just going to find a way to get through. And just trust yourself. So whatever happens, you're going to get through. You're going to find a way.
Okay.
There is a way.
Okay. Thank you,
That's
Vadim.
all.
I think we will now very close to finish the webinar. So I want to thank you very much because it was very interesting. It was absolutely professional. It was on topic. It was with a lot of tips. The content is just brilliant. This is exactly what we wanted to find when we created the WAPI community. So do you want to tell anything to sell? I'm saying, do you want to tell anything to your guests at the
Uh,
end?
yeah, I mean, if you want to reach out to me or anything, actually, I'm also on Facebook. I didn't drop that link, but I'll drop it now. And you can add me as a friend if you like. I do share some stuff on my timeline time to time. I try to be active as well. I haven't posted for a while, but I'll be doing more stuff. And it's just easier, I guess, to talk on Facebook.
Well,
Or you can keep it professional. Send me um, send me email. Just a moment, I'll keep it here. This is my link Facebook profile. So I'm expecting how many invites here? 40 more friends today.
okay, thank you, Vadim. I want to thank everybody who joined us today. This is very special for us and important because, as I said, WAPI community is created to bring you the content, bring you the information about online trading. Please look after everything what happens in our community. Everything what is going to happen in WAPI community will be absolutely free for all the members, for all the people who are interested in, because WAPI community is fully sponsored by our main company, WAPI We Deliver E-commerce, WAPI Fulfillment Network Company. And also, please, if you have any question about fulfillment, about delivery, about warehouses all over Europe, at this point, we cover only Europe. In the next year or two, of course, we will cover more countries all over the world. Now we focus on Europe. If you have any questions, please feel free to send message to me, to send message to our company. And also, please write the topics. The topics, what do you want to hear in the next webinars? For example, today I read that there are a lot of people today who are from real estate. So if you want something for us to find for you, some speaker, some information, you want to hear anybody from any company in the world, just send this to our email. We're going to do this job. We'll find the people, prepare the material, make the webinars, and deliver you the information that will help you to scale your business and sales to the moon. So thanks again. Today was with you Vadim Petrov from company ZonPhoto and Aleksandr Fridman from company WAPI. WAPI, we deliver e-commerce. Woo!
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you,
Okay.
everybody. Goodbye.
Bye bye, everyone.